a couple times. It hurt when you hit the ground. Pulled over on my heart, so I guess it got impound. Every time you come around, I promise to make you smile. And when I blow up, the promise to play my music loud. Life is up, you gotta watch that door open.
But I lived, and that scared me more, though, because I knew all these people that did meth, or they did fentanyl, and I mean, I was a cunt, bro. I was so nasty to these people. Like, you bitches are showing up first thing in my house in the morning for drugs, first thing at night for drugs. Like, I felt like I was better than them because I didn't have a drug problem, and that's not okay. Like, you're not better than anyone. I don't care who you are, what you're going through. You have no right to treat somebody the way I treated people. And that was just kind of like a wake-up call for me. So then there was this guy named Johnny, good old Johnny, who was a runner for Derek's dad. And he lived with me full-time. Another guy who was like a brother to me. And his cousin ended up, she had really bad cancer. She lost her place where she lived, and I told her she could come live with me rent-free as long as she just took care of herself. Like, I didn't want a babysitter, you know? So she moved in with me, and I'm working on getting Derek clean and Johnny clean, and we're trying to move in the direction of having a sober house. We moved to another town. Couple towns over. I don't know if you've ever been to Illinois, but if not, it is kind of like Spokane in the fact that the entire freaking state is Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake, and it's all like a mile apart. Literally, that's how every fucking town in Illinois is. So we end up moving 2 towns over, and no one knew where we lived. That's how we wanted it. Well, her son kept trying to come over. And he was an addict. And I said no. I didn't want any extra fucking drugs in my home. Derek was literally went from doing 5 fentanyl caps a day down to 1. There did not need to be drugs in my fucking home. Pissed him off. So we broke into my home. Mind you, prior to this, I had offered to take her somewhere, meet him for lunch, whatever. I just didn't want him in my home. Also, he was known to break into people's homes. So he got pissed off about it. And about the middle of October, maybe the first week of October, him and 2 of his buddies broke into my house at gunpoint. I had the most amazing dog. Her name was Jasmine. John, I'll send you a picture to show everybody. She's amazing. She was a pit, but she was trained to protect us. That was that same one that got stolen back in March. After she broke her leg, we taught her that, like, if she doesn't get introduced to somebody, she doesn't trust them. I'm about to tell you all about the biggest bitch in the world. So in my home this day, that older woman, is in her room over here. Derek's fat ass is on the couch. Nobody's in the kitchen. Derek's a baby brother, okay? His 16-year-old fucking brother is in the bathroom taking a shower. His 18-year-old brother is in my room sleeping on the floor because I was fighting with Derek, so I kicked him out of the room. So he kicked his brother off the couch, and his brother came in my room and went to bed. So his 18-year-old sleeping on the floor in my room, and I'm sleeping in my bed with the dogs. John's gonna kill me.
You're all good.
So I'm sleeping on the bed with my dogs. All of a sudden, my door gets kicked in. This fucking bitch on the couch, bro, he gets pistol whipped. They break in my front door, gets pistol whipped, and he jumps out the window and runs. He doesn't say, hey, babe, there's somebody in the house. He doesn't say, guys, hide. He doesn't say gun. He doesn't say shit. He took off out the fucking door like a bitch, bro. That was the day I knew that this was the worst babysitter I'd ever met before in my life. How the fuck are you going to call yourself a leader of the goddamn gangster disciples when you're a bitch? Like, bro, his baby brothers were in my... Anyways. So my house gets robbed. Now, these 3 individuals... John, I need a couch cushion for my fat ass. Or just shut up, one of the two.
I'll find you something.
No, it's okay. I'm just kidding. I'll just
you're
keep
good.
moving
I
it.
got you.
No, I'm
No,
serious.
she's good.
I'm good. So, the dog. I lost my train of thought.
You got a good dog. They're robbing your house.
Okay, so so this is the what they got for robbing my house. Okay, first of all, I got the clip out of the gun because I wrestled a dude down the hallway. Because he pointed the gun at my motherfucking brother-in-law. Like, you don't do that. Apparently, if you're his brother, though, you just run out the fucking door and call 911. It's my bad. I forgot that.
At least
memo.
he fucking called 911. You know, at least he did that.
No.
He might have been a
He
chihuahua
cannot-
pom-pom running out of the door.
He cannot. No, there's no saving this for him.
Well, you know, he might.
He's a Christian today, okay? At least, whatever. You do you, boo. Anyways, so... Anyway, so I end up wrestling this dude down my fucking hallway because, again, remember that 16-year-old in my bathroom? I heard the shower go off. I am sitting here praying and hoping that he stayed in that fucking room. So I got the clip out of the gun, and the guy ends up smashing a cup in my kitchen. He grabbed a pair of cowboy boots. He asked us where the drugs were in the safe and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. I told him we didn't have any of that, and he left. So he leaves. 10 minutes later, he comes back. And he has his gun. So he has his gun in his hand, right? And he's got it like this. And he goes, like, pointing, where's my clip at? And I'm like, nigga, I don't know what the fuck you want from me. And then he sees the safe. Sorry. He sees the safe in my room. Well, I'm not stupid, right? I figured Derek called the cops. They took my phone. That was the other thing. I figured Derek had ran and called the cops. I figured the cops would make it here before they did. No, they didn't. It's like Spokane. They take their sweet-ass fucking time. So, I had the boys fill the safe with toilet paper rolls.
I'm fucking bad.
We emptied the safe out and literally filled it with toilet paper rolls. The empty ones, the full ones, it didn't. We filled it up. So he goes, give me that fucking safe. What's the combination? I was like, I don't know. It's not mine. It's that bitch you hit out there. He's like, I don't fucking know. And so he took off with the safe and the cowboy boots. And then he told Alex, because Alex was in there with me. He's 18. Oh, yeah. And he shot at Alex twice, like shot at his feet because he told Alex to give him his shoes. And Alex was like, fuck no. You got these brand new Nikes, nigga. Get your damn shoes off. Like, you're going to get shot at for your shoes?
Right.
Anyway, so he did put 2 holes in the floor by Alex before he gave up his shoes. But, so he got the night. But here's the thing. Jasmine took off after the second one that was in the house when they came back and grabbed him by the throat and ripped his throat out. Dude died for a pair of cowboy boots, a safe full of toilet paper, and a pair of Nike tennis shoes.
And a ripped ass throat.
Bro.
Good Jasmine. Good fucking
But
Jasmine.
that was worth it for them.
Yeah. Fucking piece of shit.
They fucked up my dog because after that she was never the same.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
she
of course
couldn't
not.
she couldn't be around anybody. She didn't
Shit
know.
was traumatic for her.
Nobody. If she
Right.
didn't know you, nope.
She'd rip your fucking throat out.
So I ended up having to, so I ended up having to give her away because she wanted to kill people. And we lived in town. So I ended up giving her to the animal protection agency guy. He was super sweet.
That's good. So she went to a spot where she wasn't
Until she
just
killed
getting-
somebody. But
Oh,
yeah, it was
fuck.
great.
God damn.
He
Two
knew
people?
he knew what was wrong with her. Like, you know what I mean? But he's like, oh yeah, no, I got 50 acres. It's all fenced in. She can't ever get out. She saw a black person jogging down the road, and because like the other person was black, she went after him.
Right.
So she's
Oh.
gone. She got put down, and it's hard.
Man.
But so that guy's actually in prison too, like the dog protection guy, because he knew better.
Yeah.
So, and I actually testified because I was like, bro, I told you.
Right.
Like,
Right. Good.
and it was so here's the thing: if it wasn't a kid, I wouldn't have testified because I'm like not about snitching. But it was a kid, and that really fucked me up because
Right.
he knew better.
Right.
Anyways, so 2 weeks later, when they left, they smashed the windows in on my cars on both of them. And I had really nice fucking cars, so like I couldn't not have my windows fixed. So I went and dropped my car off at the shop to get a new window put on it. But then I had a friend snitch, come and pick me up and get me right back to my house. And on the way back to my house, we get pulled over. And this state cop comes out and he puts his big old gun up and...
Right.
Fucking bitch. Anyways, he tells me to get in his truck and he's got SWAT outside my house and blah fucking blah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we go to my house, and then this is prior to Jasmine leaving, though. But this is after that incident, and that's why this is important. So Jasmine's still at my house, and I look Jeremy Cranwater straight in the eye, and I'm like, do you love your family? You're going to let me have Derek walk out with my motherfucking dog. So Derek and my dog came outside, put the dog in the car. They searched my house. Their warrant was for copious amount of drugs. Y'all want to know what they walked out with?
A gram?
No. They got an empty fentanyl cap and 2 fucking pounds of bath salts.
I bet they were so happy.
Every baggie out of my kitchen because they were testing every baggie.
Right.
Mind y'all, these are sandwich bags.
Right.
I don't know about y'all, but I never seen no meth, crack, cocaine, nothing in a sandwich bag.
Right.
So they're talking to me and they're like, well, we know you're doing this and we know you're doing that, and you better just tell us. We won't take you to prison. Okay, well, if you know I'm doing it, then why are you asking me about it?
Right.
Like, let's keep playing this game.
Right.
Well, they find a gun. And the serial number's scraped off on it. Now, look, I ain't a snitch, but you ain't about to put some shit on me that ain't mine.
Right.
So this bitch that's at my house, Derek's best friend, and I feel bad talking about the dead ill, whatever, says this gun's mine. This gun is his, okay? Motherfucker, I do not think so. I'm already on parole because of you stupid asses. I don't fucking think so. So he tells him the gun's mine. I'm like, no, the gun's not mine. I don't know where the fuck the gun came from, but the gun's not mine. Well, the other 3 guys told him it was his. So dude gets arrested, goes to jail, and dies in county jail that night. So
Jesus.
he
why?
ends up, because he had a blood clot. That's why he was at my house, so I could take him to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So he ends up telling them, yeah, the gun was mine. I was just scared, whatever, right? And because they say it's a bigger, like, you get in more trouble for lying than you do just for admitting it. And
Right.
the only handprints on it were his, so,
Right.
you know. Doesn't matter, though, to the feds. So anyways, Jeremy keeps asking me all these dumbass fucking questions, and one of the questions that is very important for my trial right now, or for what would have been my trial, was he asked me if he could record our conversation. I said, yeah, can I record it? He said, yeah. And he gave me my phone, and we both recorded it, but he claims that it was never recorded. If only somebody would have recorded him asking and saying it. Oh, wait, they did. But my lawyer sucks, so it didn't matter. Anyways, so he asked me all these questions. He ends up letting me stay out, which was not my goal. My goal was to go to prison because I was tired of being shot at. I did skip a session in there where I got shot at back in June for supposedly stealing some bitch's man. Trust me, nobody wanted that tweaker looking motherfucker anyways. I don't know what the fuck that dumb bitch was thinking. But she told her daughter to come shoot at me. Her daughter,
That's just weird.
bro, her daughter today has 2 beautiful kids. She's going to college full time, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I said, bitch, I didn't even get a thank you for not charging your dumb fucking ass. Like,
Right.
what the hell? Anyways, it don't matter. I don't
Right.
care. I don't care anymore. Fuck them all. By the way, that's Bob and Karen, whatever her fucking name was. Supposedly I was stealing her man. Which, if you guys saw a picture, right? Just saying. Anyways, I was tired of being shot at. I was tired of being robbed. I couldn't get away from this family because they wouldn't let me move back to Washington because my mom didn't love me. So my mom wouldn't say she was my mom. And fuck it, take me to jail. Because I'll tell you what, that one day in jail, guys, it was the most peace I'd had in 2 years being down there.
Right.
Like, so I admitted to copious amounts that I shouldn't have. The only problem that they had with my copious amounts I admitted to was, so Brie, if that's true, where's it at? And if it's not true, where the fuck is the money? Like, this doesn't add up. I don't know. I don't know where the money is. I don't know where anything is. So they leave my house. Jeremy tells me that I have to be a CI. And if I don't, then they're going to take me to jail. Because but that they were dropping everything, but they were going to take me to jail then because I was on probation, and they can force you to be a CI if you're on probation. Well, I don't know anything, Jeremy, so, I mean, I guess I'll be your CI, but I swear to God, I'll tell every fucking one of you. My CI name, it's Pop Ross. You won't find it anywhere. So, anyways, and that's, like, legit. Like, I can show you the paperwork. Anyways, so, and he did that because I'm kind of an artsy-fartsy person. But, he goes, if you run, I'll find you. Okay, well, I don't know anything, so I don't care. Finally, they left. I've intentionally not said his name, but Derek's dad realized that he couldn't use me anymore. But there was a problem. I might not have fallen in love with Derek, but Derek fell in love with me. So when all this happened, Derek asked Jeremy what needed to happen for me to avoid these charges. And he said the only thing getting her off on this amount is going to be a body. And I was like, Derek, shut up. Derek was like, well, and I kept telling him to shut up. His best friend was a leader of the Black Pistons, but he used to be an enforcer. And he had just told him about something the weekend prior. Derek told the cop that. Told him everything. And I told Derek he was the stupidest son of a bitch I'd ever met. The Black Pistons showed up at my house like clockwork every 2 weeks. Where's he at? I don't fucking know. I threw his ass out the day it all happened. Like, I really fucking did not know. So, eventually I got comfortable again. I thought it was all over with. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, nothing had happened. It was all perfectly fine, peaceful, quiet. His daughter's living with me because they don't talk. Like, it was all good. Until it wasn't. In July of 2023, I was back with Colton, which is an inmate here in Washington. So I was planning on moving back when I got off paper in November. But Derek moved back in my house. Showed up one day with a kid and pushed his way in. He promised me he was sober, blah, 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 blah. I believed him up until the day his dog overdosed from fentanyl. What the fuck? His son brought me a syringe from his bedroom 2 days later. And I said, I can't do this anymore. And I've got pictures. I've got receipts. Trust and believe. I didn't just fucking...
Damn.
So I told his son, I said, look, baby, every night before you go to bed, I'll go check your room. But Derek was hiding it in there because he knew that I wouldn't check it. Well, now I am. I found a needle in that poor kid's bed like 4 times. I couldn't just up and leave, though. I had to figure shit out. So I saved up and I bought a car that was worthy of a 2,000-mile drive. The morning I bought it, I don't know if y'all have met me, but I have the worst luck in the world. The morning I bought the car, hadn't put insurance on it yet, drove down to the gas station and got hit by a drunk driver with no insurance.
Jesus fuck.
Back to square one. Well, luckily, there are some nice inmates in this world. I'm just going to say that. And they bought me a new car. And then Colton's mom paid for me to come back to Washington. So I made a plan. I told Derek I was working up in the city and that if he wanted to go to Murfreesboro for the day, I would drop him off and then go to work. He's like, cool, what time you going? 4 a.m. Cool, I'll get up. I woke his bitch ass up. I took him to Murfreesboro. I picked up my friend Christina and I said, we got maybe 2 hours before he realizes I did not go to the city. Like, I knew he was going to go back to bed and he wouldn't check my tracking right away. So we went back to the house and we packed as fast as we could. My stepson came out of the room and he goes, damn it. I was like, I love you. He goes, I knew it was coming. I know you warned me, but I'm not ready to go back to my foster dads. I was like, I can't do it anymore, and neither can you. Like, you're not safe here. And that's what I cared about, was his safety. Like, I probably would have put up with it, but he was not safe there. So, I got to Murphy. Again, it's like an hour's drive. And I called my stepson's foster parent, and I said, I do not know why the fuck you thought him going with his birth that was a good idea. But this is what's going on. You need to go get that fucking kid before his dad realizes it. He was a little sad because he had gotten a puppy. I told him, keep the puppy. If your dad doesn't like it, then I'll figure something out for the puppy. And I kind of spoiled him because I knew he was going through it. So I bought him an Xbox, whatnot. So he went back with all that. He went to his foster dads, who had actually adopted him when he was like 2. And then when I got to Oklahoma, I texted Derek. And I probably sent, like, the meanest message I think I've ever sent to anybody. And I basically told him he was a piece of shit for bringing that shit around his kid, bringing it back around me, blah, 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 blah. And he just couldn't believe it. He's like, there's no... So I told him I moved to Chicago. That's where I live, just so everybody knows. Told him I moved to Chicago and that they'd never find me there. And to this day, maybe not after this, I'm visiting Spokane, just so everybody knows. To this day, they believe I live in Chicago. And I know that they've tried looking for me there. I've actually been in Chicago since then and had a brother come up to me and be like, do you know the Comptons? No, I don't know the Comptons. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Legit, that happened about 1.5 years ago. I moved back here in October of 23. I started a company in December of 23. Doing the free phones through the government. I had almost 30 employees under me in 7 different states. I was doing really fucking good. I was making about $250 an hour. Pumped most of it back into the community. There's a new shelter on South Hill that we had paid for. I'm a little scared because I do the grants for it. And I don't know what's going to end up happening. There's about enough funding for probably 6 more months there. Anyways, I was doing really good. And then April 2nd, so then Derek goes to jail in February of last year. He calls his daughter and tells his daughter, please call Bree. She calls me and she says, Mama, I don't know what to do. He wants me to connect a call with you, but I don't want you involved back in his life. And I was like, fuck. I would do anything for those kids. I love those kids. So I said, go ahead and do it, Kaylin. We'll see what's up. So Kaylin connects me with her dad without giving him my number. She just merged a 3-way call. And I'm like, what's up, Derek? Why are you in jail? He goes, through why he's in jail. And I was like, okay, and what do you want from me? He goes, please get me a bail. I said, I can't practice law in Illinois anymore. He said, yeah, you can. I said, no, I can't. You guys made sure I couldn't. He goes, well, then call so-and-so and tell him I'm ready to talk. And I said, why? He said, because I'm not sitting in county jail. I'll snitch. I'm like, oh, so you're coming down. He's like, yeah. I was like, who you snitching on? He goes, my baby mama. Whatever. I hate the dumb cunt anyway. She'd killed like 50 fucking people. And I'm not even exaggerating. She actually just got a 50-year sentence.
Jesus.
For him snitching. But anyways, he snitched on me too. That's another story for another day. So I call his public defender. She goes and talks to him. I'm done with that. Wash my hands. He gets released from jail on April 2nd, 2024. My federal indictment comes out April 2nd, 2024. What are the odds?
Pretty weird there, bud.
Yeah, which baby mama you talking about there, bud? I got arrested in Montana. And for those of you dumb motherfuckers that think Montana don't extradite, I got extradited to Illinois, just saying. And I know several people that have been extradited to Washington. I started off in good old Great Falls, Montana. I just finished training an employee that morning. Getting ready to go to a doubleheader baseball game in Troy, Montana. Joke's on me. I'm going to jail. So the marshals pull me over. They're like, you got a warrant. This is on the 4th of April. And they're like, it's for amphetamine. That's all we know. I'm like, are you the right person? They're like, are you so-and-so with this social security number? Yeah. Well, you might have the right person then. So I go to county jail. Yeah, there's a lot of natives in there, and they're pretty fucking racist. Just so everybody knows. So I go to county jail. Had my first lesbian experience. She was crazy. Would not quit following me around. She didn't like when people were straight. She made that very clear. I met a lawyer who told me I was going to get 6 months probation max. Joke's on me. Conspiracy carries a mandatory minimum of 10 years in prison. The only way to go under that is to not be a violent offender. And it's pretty fucking hard. So I asked to fight my case in Montana. You can rule tenant. The only way to do that is take guilty plea. Which I was doing 10 years. So I couldn't take guilty plea. They wouldn't do my detention hearing and let me drive down because they don't fucking care. They wanted me in Illinois because they wanted me to rat. So I got picked up in Great Falls, flown to Boise, Idaho, flown to Victorville, California, Pahrump, Nevada, Oklahoma, Grady County, Oklahoma, Springfield, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, White County, Illinois. I got to White County 26 days later. 6 different jails. One of them had dirt floors. Just saying. It was hell. When I got to Grady County, or when I got to White County, it was on a Tuesday night. They do court on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I went in front of probation on Wednesday, and on Thursday I got released. It cost them $26,000 in jail fees to get me over.
How are you? Oh my
To
fucking
fly
God.
me and to pay for the marshals, it was anywhere from another 10 grand to 50 grand.
That is insane.
Why the fuck they didn't let me out in Montana, I'll never know. Bad side is I had to pay my train ticket back from Illinois. I had no ID. I had no phone. I had no nothing. Nothing. I had nothing. But that judge said, you ain't staying in Illinois, Bree. I said, why not? She said, before you came to Illinois, you ain't ever been in trouble. You came to Illinois, now you're in trouble. You left Illinois, you ain't in any trouble. So she sent me back here. Now, when a person gets out, especially OR'd on federal charges, they got an ankle monitor. Mandatory. You got an ankle monitor. You got a curfew. You got this restriction, that restriction, blah, 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 blah. You out on a drug charge, you're definitely going to treatment first. Just saying. I have boundary restrictions. I cannot leave the Southern District of Illinois or the Eastern District of Washington. I'll show y'all. I ain't got no ankle monitor. And I'm 3,200,000 miles away. Whatever it is. 32,000. I don't know. I'm a long ways from Illinois, okay? It definitely said a lot about my case. So I came back to Washington. My dumbass fucking stupid cunt of a best friend lost her company because she didn't pay any of our employees while we were gone. Well, I was gone. I didn't care. I was so fucking depressed, y'all. I knew that I was looking at 10 to life. That's what my charge is. I knew that I couldn't beat it. And I knew it was a matter of time before I was going to prison.
How old are you?
31. So
God damn, bitch.
you're telling me. So I got back with Nick last summer, and it took him knocking out damn near every tooth in my face for me to realize that fuck, maybe Joe wasn't that bad. So I ended up leaving him, and I was doing okay again, but every time that court would come up, my heart would go into failure. I was born with a hole in my heart and congestive heart failure. It's gotten exasperated tremendously by this court shit. I took a plea agreement back. Took a plea agreement back in August. But I was supposed to be self-surrendering. I told my probation officer here in Spokane, as well as my lawyer, when I got on the train, that I was 5 hours late. I knew I wasn't going to make my connection in Illinois. They communicated back and forth quite a bit. The judge Ultimately decided he would move court to that afternoon as long as I could make it. But I was turning myself in. Got rid of everything I owned. Gave my car away to a homeless family here in Spokane because the woman has a similar story to mine, and she deals with problems with men. Everybody's like, oh, there's shelters. Yeah, well, guess what? They got men staff in there too, and if you ain't comfortable, bitch, you ain't going to sleep. They had 2 little babies, so I gave them my car. I didn't need it. Sure, I probably could have sold it. I kind of wish I would have kept it now, but I got rid of everything I owned. My clothes, my apartment, everything. I was turning myself in. The prosecutor didn't show up to court. He said that he didn't believe that I was actually coming. The court clerk went and got him, and he was like 40 minutes late. The judge said at this point he had already asked me everything he needed to ask me. When the prosecutor came in, he said, are you ready to do the deal? And I said, yeah. The prosecutor goes, I didn't offer her a deal. Yeah, you did. The deal I was accepting was 10 years 10 years prison, 5 years probation. If I didn't take the deal, I was looking at life. Because when they pulled me over, they got me with 3.5 grams of meth. But they never caught me with fentanyl. They caught my co-defendant with fentanyl, and he put everything on me. So I got charged with conspiracy. And with conspiracy being minimum to life, 10 to life, the prosecutor, being green, decided he wanted me to have a life sentence. It was his first sentence. So because he offered me a deal and then reneged on it, the judge got pissed off. And the judge said, so Bree, you want to give me an open plea? I said, sure. Didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to go to trial in 2 weeks. If I let you go home, are you going to come back? I said I came this time, didn't I? I've been on the train for 5 fucking days. I still showed up. Because I was late, my lawyer had already explained to them the train comes at this time. He goes, if I let you leave right now, can you catch the Saluki? It's the name of the train. Back to Chicago and go home. I said, yeah, if you let me go the next 10, 20 minutes. He goes, all right, go home. Prosecutor jumps up and he says, da 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 da, and the judge goes just like this. Yeah. And goes, go, Miss MacArthur. Told me to leave. Probably shouldn't have said my name, but I left and I realized something though, walking into that courtroom. I realized that my whole life I just wanted to be loved for who I was. I didn't care who it was by. And I've ended up, because of that, in some pretty shitty situations. I was so afraid of being let down that usually if I was in a relationship, I had a backup plan. I was with this dude for a long time. It was really great, but I cheated on him, so it is what it is. Anyways, I've always done for everyone. And walking up those stairs in that courtroom by myself, knowing that everybody I knew in Illinois was a drug addict and that I had no support system, I realized nobody mattered anymore. So when I left that courtroom, I had one text message on my phone, and it was from my stalker, which we're not going to talk about. The bitch is nuts. It's my ex's mom. I promise you guys, you do not want anything to do with her. Anyways, I got in my lawyer's car because he took me back to the train. I bought my ticket, and I called Verizon, and I said, I need to change my number. Everybody already thought I went to prison. So I changed my number, and less than 10 people know that I'm not in prison right now. Unless they don't matter. Like, I think I finally put something on a Facebook, but it's not anybody that matters. If you ever get charged, or you're an addict and you had a problem, or you're in an abusive relationship, I would say the one thing you learn more than anything is who's really got your back. And whether or not you're truly alone in this world. Kind of told you all, like, the bigger parts of the last couple years of my life. But if there's bad luck out there, I promise it's probably following me.
Bree, that was a fucking crazy story. I didn't really conversate much because, I mean, I was intrigued by the stories you were telling. That's pretty amazing that you said that not many people know the outcome of your situation at this point, but you included us, so we do appreciate you. We usually give people, because we're going to wrap this one up, we'd love to have you back at any point.
For
But,
part 2.
absolutely. Actually, I think I'll probably cut this into a couple parts, but either way.
That's why I said part 2.
Oh,
well, you said this one into. Okay, I get it.
So we do like to give everybody kind of like a minute of time just to say shout outs to anybody. If you have any social media, if you have any message to the world, if you want to tell anybody you love them or fuck them or whatever.
Fuck everybody, bro. Like, there's so many people in this world that just fucking suck.
Yeah.
So we'll give you 60 seconds. Go ahead.
60 seconds. Yeah. There's so much hate in this world. I just don't have any left in me. Like, honestly, to say 60 seconds worth of shit, I would say this. 2 hours ago, I wanted nothing to do with Sadie. But I'm reminded every single day that people change. And who you think somebody was yesterday might not be who they are. So always be mindful. And just so everybody knows, I didn't dislike Sadie. I just thought she disliked me.
I don't even remember yelling at you at Walmart, bitch. I really don't. You could have just been the Walmart worker that pissed me off. It happens a lot. Sorry, Walmart employees.
I hate Walmart employees.
I be yelling at them like, "Oh, you got the gold shirt."
What's the gold shirt?
We
I don't know.
We
But
just
they got blue ones and gold ones.
We just laugh because some jobs, your promotion is a different color shirt.
Okay.
But anyway,
But that's my point. Just learn to smile. Like, people change. There's so much fucking hate in this world.
Right.
You never know if that person's going to overdose and die tomorrow. Do not make fun of homeless people. Do not make fun of drug addicts. Like, unless you've ever walked a mile in their fucking shoes, you ain't got no right fucking telling somebody how to live their goddamn life.
right on.
So, the next time you laugh at a homeless person because they're begging for money, and I know that not all beggars are homeless, but the next time you laugh at somebody who's hungry and literally wants you to go and buy him a cheeseburger, like, you probably didn't need that cheeseburger. You're probably already fat. I'm just saying.
Is there any closing statements you'd like to say at all?
Yeah, come to Platinum Tattoo and have Caitlin draw all over your body. She'll do some crazy line work. It looks great.
Is there any closing statements, babe?
Just thank you for coming on. It's crazy to see you again and actually recognize you. But yeah, no, thanks for coming on and sharing your crazy ass story that I didn't even know about. But then again, when I knew you in Troy, I was an alcoholic and a little kid. So
Right on, you
Definitely
guys.
a little kid.
I was.
Right on. Well, once again, you guys, if you liked what you've seen and you want to hear more, if you'd like to be a guest on the John and Sadie Show, you can always hit up the studio at 509-362-3909. Once again, we just like to tell you, Bree, we're probably going to try to get you back on the show at one point. But other than that, it's been a good one.
Yeah.
Right on. Hit that like and subscribe button. Tell a friend about the one, the only, truest podcast ever, the John and Sadie Show. Bye.
And go look for aliens.
See ya. She said, "Go look for aliens." That nigga's crazy.
Yeah, but maybe they'll fix.
Fell in love a couple times. It hurt when you hit the ground. Pulled over on my heart, so I guess it got impound. Every time you come around, I promise to make you smile. And when I blow up, the promise to play my music loud. Life is up, you gotta watch that door open.